Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here for the Great Wall of Comics. It's Thursday. We've got a CGC unboxing, so let's open her up and see what the grades are. All right, so we got a box back from CGC. Actually, I've got two boxes here. I'm only unboxing one. I don't know what it is until we open it up. It's either going to be some vintage books or it's going to be some signature books. We'll find out. But while we're at it, we're going to see if any of these books have that magical CGC Bendy stuff that's going on. All right, so we got the books out here, and from looking at the top, really quickly, I determined these are our JSA books. So these are the very first JSA books I have sent in. These were all books that I got signed at Heroes Con earlier this year. And then sent them in. I did not drop them off there. I brought them home. I had them pressed and sent them off to JSA. These all were modern books. Hopefully, they're all 9/8. If they're not, that's going to suck. But they're all brand new books. Anyway, so first up here, we have Scotty Young. We have a Venom, issue 18. There's nothing special about this except that Scotty had donated a last Comix Curing Cancer. He had donated some of his sketches, or his prints, limited prints of sketches. And this was one of those prints that he did. Anyways, so Venom 18, 9.8, nothing special, just variant cover. And I'm looking, admittedly, I've only seen people's headlines talking about Interwell bends and such damaging books, and I don't see any. I guess maybe if I hold the book just right this way, maybe it looks like it does this. I'm not sure that's what people are talking about, but otherwise I'm going to chalk this one up as good. Interestingly, this one seems to have some minor color rub at the staples. Not sure, it's not going to show up there, but we're good. Minor issues are not a problem. I do like that. That label's not bad. The CGC JSA. Now, I did not pay for grading of the signature. That just seemed like something silly to me. I understand with sports cards, maybe that's a big deal. Maybe if it was a Stan Lee's signature or some other legend, but paying extra to have them grade the signature, I just don't think is going to be something that really matters when you're talking about the value of a comic book or trying to move these. All right, next up, this is the Daniel Warren Johnson Transformers #1, the Daniel Warren Johnson written, Daniel Warren Johnson cover, interior art. He's the one-man show for here. You only need one signature. Bam, we get the 9/8, and there we go. Daniel Warren Johnson, authenticated autograph, of course. So I'm not concerned about any of these. Well, actually, if one of these came back not authenticated, that'd be pretty interesting to me, because I did have them all signed myself. Or I think in one of these cases, Chris the Comic Vet had one signed for me, and Durs had one signed for me. But anyways, shout out to Collecting with Durs and Chris the Comic Vet for helping me out. Anyways, so the big deal here is, let's be honest, getting some of the, depending upon the comic book artist, and depending upon everything else that goes, it can actually be less expensive to have a book authenticated than it is to have it witnessed. And that's just one of those oddity things, especially if CGC is not there and you're having to have a signature verifier or a facilitator help you out. Anyway, so it's just definitely a lot easier. This is what I've always liked about CBCS doing their verification program, and I love now that CGC is doing it, because it's a lot easier to go to cons, just get your signatures of, not worry about going, let me go get a witness, let me go walk over here, stand in line with the witness, and blah 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 blah. So just go get your book signed and move on, and then later on take them, send them in, and that's great. Now, I don't know, some people may not find them as reliable as a witness signature, but I don't think it really matters. I mean, obviously a witness is, you're supposed to be guaranteed, is right, and authenticated, it can be faked. For me, for my stuff, I'm not buying books necessarily because they're signed. I get them signed for me, so I don't care. All right, what we got? Oh, okay, yeah. This is Jenny Frizen, signed Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider #1. Bang, 9.8. Look at that. Beautiful. That was a great looking book. It's good to get that one signed. Let's see if we see anything here again. Checking these bottoms. I don't see any evidence of any issues with the inner well on any of these books, so I'm happy so far. I mean, I do know that the new inner well does move around a little bit. The book doesn't move around inside the inner well, which is where you would cause damage to the book, but the inner well does kind of have a little play inside the case. That's probably part of what they did to make sure they didn't get Newton rings. Whatever. Anyways. All right, the last of the books that we're doing today in this little 4-book set. This is an Ultimate Spider-Man #1. That is a Scotty Young. It was a Scotty Young online store exclusive. And once again, a 9.8. So good. All these 9.8s as I expected. Young cover variant. Scotty Young authenticated autograph. Again, I did not have them graded. If you or the book's grade is here. If you had paid for the signature grade would be listed here, and that would be a grade on how good the quality of the signature is. Again, I don't get it, but I do know a couple people who have done that and sent that in for that. So, all right, there you go. That's it. That's the JSA. I'm going to say overall, I'm super happy. I like the new label. I like the fact, I've said for a long time that CGC, and I'm not the only one, so it's not like I had this idea and nobody else had it. A lot of people have been saying for a long time that this is what CGC really needed, was to be able to have a verified signature. And they, for a long time, danced around it and spun reasonings why it wasn't a good idea. But that was just because they didn't have a good partner for it. And now that they have a great partner in JSA with it, getting that signed, getting that authenticated is just, for me, another simple, easy, no-brainer. The only thing now that leads me, because I'm not a hater on CBCS, but the fact of the matter is, despite all the CGC's hiccups and everything else, a CGC book just sells easier and it sells for more. I don't sell a lot of books, but when I do, I notice it. It's night and day. I know it when I buy books. So, hey, if that means that these are going to be easier to move than the signature series, great, I'll use these. The cost difference between using CBCS and CGC, right now CGC is slightly lower, but that could change as they get more, as they get past their introductory period on this all. The one thing, though, that guaranteed that I'm still going to CBCS for every single time, because CGC doesn't do this, is when I send in my sketch covers. Sketch covers, I'm able to get the signature verified and get just a plain generic art label without having the book graded. CGC doesn't do that. They're going to grade the book, and that's unfortunate. And as a matter of fact, when I talked to them, they said, or when I was exchanging messages with them, there was a chance it could end up with a green label. Well, I don't want that. So for now, those will still have to go to CBCS for the art label. But anyways, guys, let me know down below. What did you think of the books that I chose to get signed? What do you think about the JSA label? Do you like that black and yellow? Does it look pretty good to you? What do you think of signatures in general? All that other fun stuff. Until next time, though, you make sure you collect what you want and don't listen to anybody, including me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.